Hello everybody, my name is AudioIgnis, and I'm a Cyborg VTuber, and I'm going to be showcasing Resident Evil 4 Remake, New Game Plus, no major glitches. With me, I have commentating some wonderful commentators, if you guys want to introduce yourself.
Alright, I'm Kriellya, and I'm here to enjoy some dinosaur zombies? I don't know, I think I misunderstood something.
Hello, I am Fumoffu. I don't know a whole lot about Resident Evil, but I do main Jill in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so that's something, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, and before I begin, I will ask if the incentive for the outfit for Leon was chosen, if we have any costumes for that before I start.
It looks like we are going for the romantic costume.
All right, perfect. Let me just select
that
really quickly.
Good choice.
Fantastic costume. And then I'll just go ahead and load up. This is a pre-saved file that I have ready, and we're going to be playing through it on assisted difficulty. And the timer will begin just as soon as this loads. In 3, 2, 1. And the start of this game here, we're starting with Leon, who just left some of his police officers who are bringing him into the area. He is being sent in by the president to go search for Ashley, the president's daughter. And one of the police officers went missing, so Leon was sent ahead to go and search for him inside of this building here. Now, more details about this run. So this is a New Game Plus run, meaning we have all of the equipment that we need already inside of the inventory. We're going to have fully upgraded weaponry, and also one of my favorite things, the infinite rocket launcher. And as a no major glitches run, this run is going to be done without any out of bounds tricks or anything like that, though we do still have a few small glitches that we utilize for the run. Anything too extreme out of bounds we avoid doing in this game. And now, just back there, we did find the police officer's ID, so we are coming down here to search for him. Unfortunately, the police officer did not make it. That's where we found him there, and this is going to bring us up to our first zombie that we are just going to take care of very quickly and run past using the riot gun. This gun is going to be probably the primary weapon that I use throughout this entire run. It's a very fast weapon to aim down sights with, and it's also very high damage, which is very, very helpful for taking out these enemies quickly. It also does well to knock them back. Some of the other weapons in the inventory include the sniper, which I'll be using here very shortly, just for one trick in the run. We also have the Matilda handgun, which is a burst fire handgun. It's a little bit faster with the ADS as well, which is why I like to use that one. And the burst also helps a lot with taking out enemies or other mostly objectives that we need to make sure that we hit, just since we have a few extra bullets to do that with. Here at the start, I am just running past the enemies. We can slip by most of them. They are pretty predictable in their locations. And coming up on the village here, I am going to do a checkpoint reset. I'll use several of these throughout the game, and all that it's doing is making it so that we can reset enemy positions, making them a lot more predictable, just so that the RNG is a little bit more in our favor. This game is very, very RNG dependent, which means it's very random in what the enemies like to do. So just to put it a little bit closer in our favor for the run, we like to do that. Now I'm taking out those two so they don't block me in the way, and we're just going to try to... Oof, little unlucky, but that's okay. There we go. Shoot the bell there.
Nice shot.
And that is all we needed the sniper rifle for.
Yes, that is the only trick that we need the sniper rifle for, the only reason that we're carrying it in our inventory.
A long-range bell ringer.
And how much time does that save?
That saves a lot of time. We're eliminating basically 2 entire fighting scenes and an entire chainsaw enemy that we would usually have to fight in that area. We're taking all of that out completely by just ringing the bell that you would usually have to wait a timer for. And now really quickly in my inventory, I'm just turning off the aim assist. That's always automatically on for assisted. And what it likes to do is aim directly at enemies' heads, which we actually don't want. We want to have a bit more free of an aim. So that I can do stuff like that, which is shooting the lock inside of that door there. This is cutting out this entire section where usually we'd have to go around to solve an entire puzzle to get that cog, but we just broke the lock on the door very quickly instead with our rocket. So we can just go right on through to insert this into the gate to open up to the next area.
Who needs lockpicking tools when you have a rocket launcher?
Exactly.
A rocket launcher, and you mentioned us not having many bullets. I see an infinity sign in the corner there.
Yes,
What's
that's
that about?
great. Yes, so we are actually on to infinite ammo for this run because we are playing on New Game Plus. We get to use infinite ammo, and that is why you may notice that Leon is sporting the cat ears. The cat ears actually provide infinite ammo for the speed run. So for, I'd say 99% of the run, actually, we are going to be sporting the cat ears. There's only one section where we will change it up, but we're not going to be there for a little while, so we can continue with this. Now, up here at this next area, I'm going to be taking out some enemies, and the reason for this is because I have a charm that you like to get for New Game Plus runs, which is the Striker Charm, and the Striker Charm increases Leon's speed by about 8%. However, whenever you're aggroed onto enemies, it actually slows Leon down a little bit. So in certain areas where there's few enough enemies for us to take out, we will take them out just so we can continue moving as quickly as possible with that Striker Charm. We have a few other charms equipped, but I would say that the Striker Charm is definitely the most important for this run. The other two is the Ashley Charm and the Emblem, which just increases the melee critical chance, and for Ashley, it's increased in green herbs in case we need it, though. Unassisted, we don't need health too often, luckily.
So I have a quick update. We are actually over 90% of the way to saving the dog.
Fantastic.
Specifically, we need just a little over $200, but we only
That's so
have about
close.
10 minutes. So we are close. It is possible, but we do still need to get those donations in.
Yes, there's only one more chapter before we have to
Please
save the
the
dog.
pupper.
Yes. And that little trick there, basically as soon as you open the gate, you do a swinging animation with the knife and it drops Leon down, so we can just cut out the animation. I only use that in 2 parts of the run, but it is very helpful and saves quite a bit of time to do. But it is bringing us one step closer to that incentive being finished. So get the donations in. I would love to save the dog. And now in this area here, so we just had all of our inventory taken from the Zeds. So we don't have anything in our inventory. We don't have any knife or anything like that. I am avoiding picking up any knives in this area because we do have a certain knife that we'll be using for the majority of this run. It is the fighting knife. And the fighting knife, though there is another knife in this game that has infinite durability, that's not what we're worried about in this run. We want maximum damage. So we use the fighting knife instead of the primal knife for this run because it's the highest damage knife in the game. And that knife is achieved by killing Krauser in a regular run. I'm just gonna slip by right there, and there we go. We've got our inventory back.
I'll be taking these.
So we can continue on into the next area. This next area is a very difficult area. It is considered TNT Valley. In professional difficulties, getting hit by TNT here is instant death. Luckily, we have a little bit of leeway being on assisted difficulty. I am just going to reset the checkpoint again up here to get some enemies, hopefully into better positionings.
Would now be a good time for any donations?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, we have a $250 donation from the Yeti,
Yes.
who says, "Hey, all, Yeti here. We're so excited to be a part of Flame Fatale's 2025. We wanted to kick off our first donation by saying thank you to all the amazing people making this event possible. Staff, runners, volunteers, and viewers like you. Be sure to check out our official Flame Fatales collection with proceeds from every item directly benefiting Malala Fund. Visit theyeti.com/framefatales to grab a tea or two." And believe it or not, we actually have another $250 donation, this time from Kay Alamode, who says, "Let's go audio, so excited to see you run..." Excuse me. I'm sorry, this was a joke. I thought they had the wrong run. Let me start that one over. "Let's go audio, so excited to see you run Baldur's Gate 3 as Asterion. As longtime member of the Save the Animals team, gotta put this towards saving the dog. Unless there's a bridge. Gotta keep up the great work in raising money for Malala Fund, and the zebra outfit looks amazing."
All right. Yep.
And
That is
it looks like
definitely-
we actually met the incentive on saving the dog.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Huge thank you.
Get to
Shout out to
save that
everybody for raising money
pupper.
for that. I'm so excited to save the dog.
And with that push for that incentive, we are actually very close to $46,500. We are doing great work so far. Thank you so much, everyone at home.
That is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Now we did finish that TNT section pretty easily. Did get grabbed a little bit, but that is okay. I'm not too worried about getting grabbed in the run, though it does waste a little bit of time. It actually is going to help us a little bit over the long run, because one great feature of Resident Evil games is called DA, or difficulty adjustment. These games like to adjust the difficulty for the player based on how well you're performing or how not well you're performing in the game. And because in speedruns, usually we're pretty accurate and pretty quick with our games, our DA, the difficulty adjustment increases a lot, making the game a lot more difficult. So anytime that we get hit or grabbed or shot or anything like that, any bit of damage will decrease that. So it will make the game just a little bit easier for us to continue doing in the long run. So we're not too worried about getting grabbed here. And you may notice with these puzzles that I am getting through them pretty quickly. That's because in assisted difficulty, they're always the exact same answers. It's always the exact same patterns. It never changes. So we're just going to breeze through all of these puzzles the same way. I'm going to get this crystal in here. And that was perfect timing for raising the funds to save the dog, because right progressing into the next chapter, we are going to get to say hi to the puppy, and luckily we get to save them.
Yay.
And story-wise in the game here, Leon actually just got infected by Mendez, one of the members of the village here, and here's our wonderful puppy that we get to say hi to.
Save the animals.
Save the
We're doing
puppy.
it.
And that is a saved puppy.
That is a
Yeah.
save puppy.
Boy popper.
And that is not the last time that we will get to see the puppy either. The puppy will come back to say hi to us once again, just a little bit later. But for now, puppy is saved and puppy is doing well. But yeah, so Mendez did infect Leon back in that building there, and Ada did actually help him out. Ada Wong is another character in this game who we actually won't get to see a lot of since we will be skipping the cutscenes. Oops, missed that guy, but that's all right. Just trying to take out that guy again to be able to run a little bit faster past the aggro. But here at this next section, I'm going to shoot this rocket. There is a bomb inside of that building there that I am shooting that to avoid running into it so that I can just go directly past this. Same with spamming the weapons. Switching between those makes it so that Leon will not get staggered by the animation of that building breaking. So we can just slip right on by. If we don't do that too quickly, then some other dogs will spawn, and those dogs are zombie dogs. They are not as nice as the puppy that we saved. They are much more aggressive and much more tedious to deal with, so we like to avoid them by just running through it as quickly as possible. And coming up here, we are reaching the church. This is where Ashley is located. However, as with a majority, if not all, of Resident Evil games, before we can get into any location, we have to get a key. And to get the key, we have to get a key for the key. So we are going to walk up to the church, realize it is very locked, no way of getting inside. So we're going to have to go and find the key over at the lake instead. And here I'm going to use that same trick again that I used earlier of swinging the knife here, just to get down inside. and head on past some enemies up here. Now, I'm not worried about taking out these enemies. There's a bit too many to remove right here, so we're just going to run and try our best to get by without getting hit if we can. And right over here, I'm going to drop down in this corner. It's very important that I do drop down right at that spot because 2 enemies will spawn back here at this location. If I do not, for some reason, they do not spawn as long as you drop down directly in that corner. So we want to make sure that we get that. And I am going to just take out these 2 zombie dogs up ahead because they will slow us down and they may end up running into us. Here we go. And this leads us over to the lake. Now, of course, it's not as simple as going into the lake because this is Resident Evil. We cannot simply take the boat to get onto the lake. We are actually going to have to go and get gas for the boat so that we can get onto the lake to go and find the key.
Of course.
That was almost a Lord of the Rings meme. One does not simply go into the lake.
No, you have to take a circuitous route all the way around everything.
Exactly. And this route is luckily one of the easier routes, I would say. This pathing back here at the fish village is pretty nice. Usually they're pretty consistent with how they like to move and where they like to position. We do have that boss there. Luckily, he's usually pretty slow behind us, doesn't like to catch up. And I'm just going to go grab the gasoline back in this building and then do another quick checkpoint reset. This is going to put them all back exactly to where they were at the start so that we have no trouble getting out of that door there. And this is actually where I'll be using one of the permitted glitches in the game. It's going to be a lineup as long as I can get it correct, where we're going to skip jumping down twice instead of, or sorry, we're going to skip jumping down twice by just jumping down once instead, as long as we get the lineup correct here. Yep, and just like
Looks
that,
good.
we skipped and jumped down twice.
Gotta save those frames. Every little thing adds up.
Yep. And that is why you'll notice I will take some wider angles at times as well, so we can get the better drops in a majority of the locations. Leon rolling instead of Leon stepping down is always a little bit faster. Same with this part here, if I can just get the lineup. Not quite, there is another drop down that we can do, but we got the second best one, so it wasn't too bad. And this is where we're going to be starting fighting Del Lago, which I will actually let you guys take over for this as soon as we fill up the gas.
Yeah. Fill the tank, get in the boat. Definitely nothing concerning. Oh, it's a giant fish. So this is our first real boss fight. And the first thing we're going to do is drop the frame rate down. This, for some reason, makes the hitbox a little bigger and also makes the waves smaller, so you bob up and down less, making it much easier to hit. She's also doing a trick to actually fire out those harpoons faster. And the goal here is going to be get one in the mouth, nice, and keep throwing these out as fast as possible. And if done correctly, we'll get a 1 cycle. I think we just missed it. There we go, though.
Very nice.
Not bad.
Not bad. Right at
Just
the beginning.
missed 1 cycle, but got the second one, so not too bad.
Yep.
Was the end of the chapter there? Would this be a good time for donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. I would actually love to look back and reflect on some of the ones that actually helped us meet that Save the Dog incentive. We have $25 from Dante1792, who says, "You got this, Ignish. Good luck and go fast. Much love. Save the dog."
Thank you, Dante.
We also have $100 from Dragon Roast Coffee, who says, "RE4 is one of our all-time favorites. Great job so far in hitting the church bell for the fight skill. Now let's save the dog."
Thank you.
And we have another one about saving the dog. This was $10 from the G-Meister, who says, "Donating to save the dog because otherwise I know Kree would be sad." And there's a little
Thanks,
frowny
G.
face there. And chat, you did an amazing job hitting that save the dog incentive. I would love it if you could direct that energy to the incentive we just opened up for Neva to upgrade the run to all collectibles. And if it's any help convincing you, Neva is also a game about dogs, or rather a game with dogs. I guess Resident Evil 4 isn't a game about dogs, it just kind of has one.
Definitely the dog is the focus here.
It's currently a game about the Catboy Astarion.
Yes.
If I had a nickel for every game about a Catboy named Astarion.
And continuing on with the run here, so Catboy Asterion here, we did pass by the church key that we need. However, like I said, in order to get the key, we have to get 2 other keys. That back there is the first key that we needed to locate, and heading back across the lake, we're going to be going towards the second one. Now, this second key is a little bit more difficult than just entering in a puzzle. There are quite a few enemies here, and these enemies do tend to be quite aggressive. And before we reach them, I will be doing a small trick with the boat, because the boat, if we go in to park the boat at this specific spot in the wrong direction, it'll be facing the wrong way, making it a lot more difficult to get out. So we're just going to try to turn the boat in a little bit of a weird way so that we can get it turned around so we can just go straight after this. Just like that. There we go, we're facing the correct way. And now we get to face off against these wonderful enemies that are fairly unpredictable and very aggressive.
And carrying explosives.
Yes, lots of explosives, and I usually end up getting hit by one that always has a shovel. It's just my luck. Now this guy with the Molotov is usually the biggest problem, as long as he did throw it, which is fine. I do use the knife to just get out of that animation a little bit quicker. Getting stunned by the fire, I think we should be good to grab the key. And I am going to reset the checkpoint just because a lot of them do crowd on that bridge that I am going to need to cross again. However, this does reset all of them. Luckily, they're not being too bad this time around.
So far, so good.
Yeah, honestly, pretty clean. That was a pretty generous area. Yeah.
Honestly, Ignis makes this look easy. Anyone who's played any modern Resident Evil game knows how hard it is to sneak by enemies without getting grabbed.
Yes. And one of the ways that I am managing to actually help myself sneak by a lot of these enemies, you may notice my mouse moving down quite often or around. That is not just for fun, that is to reduce Leon's hitbox, actually, to make him a little bit more difficult for enemies to grab or to better avoid them grabbing me. It doesn't work all the time, but it definitely does help to increase the odds of getting past the enemies. And for some reason, just looking down like that will decrease his hitbox. But here we are actually coming up on getting to meet the puppy once again. The puppy is going to help us out here in the next boss fight. And just so that we can say hi to the puppy, I am going to do this fight a little bit differently than what I would usually do in the speed run. Now, this is the best part where we get to introduce ourselves to the infinite pocket launcher. But because we are going to say hi to the puppy again, I'm actually going to take out the Magnum, just so that we can do a little bit less damage on the boss.
Look, everything is worth puppy.
Yes, absolutely. And there we go. There we get to see our puppy once again. Puppy comes in to save the day.
Oh, I didn't get to see that.
Get him, puppy. Yeah.
And just like that,
We definitely needed your help. Oh,
definitely needed the puppy's
good
help.
puppy.
Good puppy.
Okay.
We do have to say hello to the puppy before we can leave. It is the best voice line in the game.
Thanks, bud.
Getting to say thank you to the puppy.
Oh. Perfect. Thank y'all for meeting that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
Just a little emphasis on the That boss fight, without the dog being met, is one rocket to the face, and we continue on.
Yeah.
Yes,
And you will see that as a very common theme throughout this run.
most definitely.
The rocket launcher is an all-purpose key. It unlocks
Yes, it
bosses.
is.
It unlocks doors. It does everything we need.
It is the best thing that has come to Resident Evil.
It may even help with stealth. Who knows? We might know.
Just a little.
We shall see, though.
I'm here to help.
But now we did enter inside of the church. This is where we are meeting Ashley. Ashley is hiding upstairs. In order to get upstairs, we have to lower the ladder. And for some reason, the ladder is connected to this very lovely puzzle here. I'm just going to turn these dials over here, line them up. Looks like the red one is just a little bit off. There we go. And with that, we get to go and see Ashley. Now, whenever we do see Ashley, you may notice she looks a little bit different from regular runs. There is a reason why we don't select her costume randomly for the run. It's because we actually need this very specific costume for Ashley for the run. I will wait for her to show it off herself.
Gotta let
There
her.
she is.
Yep.
Yes. You can hear with the clanking behind us that Ashley is sporting the knight armor.
Yeah, if you hear me giggling like an idiot throughout this run, it's because Ashley is behind us off screen, and I'm just hearing the clank of her footsteps go. It cracks me up the whole time.
I love it.
So now that we have a knight with us, it's feeling much more like Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I'm not alone in that, right?
Yes.
No, I see it.
Yeah, no, I see it.
They have a Starion and a knight. It's perfect. But Ashley is sporting this armor for reasons. This armor makes Ashley actually invincible, so she cannot die while wearing this armor. She can get hit by as many enemies as they want. However, she will not die to the hits. She can, however, still get picked up, though, because the armor is heavy. This is the legitimate reason that they gave. The armor is so heavy that they drop her once again after she gets picked up, which is fantastic. So she cannot get taken away from us. Now, there is just one slight bug where if you are going through certain cutscenes, at the moment she is picked up in that very specific moment, it can trigger a death scene for Ashley. So we are going to just watch whenever she is getting grabbed in case I need to reset a checkpoint for her. But for the most part, we should be good to just continue on through and listen to her clanking behind us.
They didn't need to make her bang and clunk around,
Yeah.
but they did.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't need to add that sound detail, but it's so good.
But we're so happy they did.
Yes. And coming up on this part here, we're going to run into another character, Luis. We will get to see a lot more of him later, but he is featured in this area here. This is going to be the cabin fight. This is actually a very technical area where, though it may not look technical with me throwing around a bunch of rockets, it is quite precise. And I'm going to let you guys take over for describing this one.
All right, I will do my very best to keep up because it's very fast.
Yes.
So, yeah, I will start babbling once we get in there. Okay, first off, we're shooting a rocket through this right window. Perfect. A couple of magnum shots here to take out a few zombies as they run by.
Hope you stretched.
Another rocket to the right.
Are you trained to keep?
Nice, didn't get blown up ourselves. Okay, and for a little bit here, we're going to be doing these left and right rocket shots to take out as many enemies as possible as they spawn. We are manipulating the spawn RNG a bit by shooting these rockets in this precise order.
There you go.
Then we're going to throw a flash grenade here. This keeps some enemies in place just long enough to get a good group together. Oh, perfect. And we got this, what this guy's called that Don't blink or he'll disappear. Because we have the rocket launcher. Oh, they are being mean to you in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little aggressive. Well,
There we
now
go.
he's gone.
Well, he's gone now.
Worth it.
All right, well done, well done.
Got a little bit of issue
and
with
our
killing
knight
one
in-
of them there. Did throw it off just a little bit, but still pretty not too bad of a cabin fight there.
And then our knight in shining armor bursts in.
Yes.
Yeah, the phases there are something, it was either 14 or 15 enemies need to be killed in the first phase, and then 8 in the second.
Let's just focus on getting.
And then I believe that's where that cutscene triggers and we kill the boss, and then Ashley shows up.
Yep, exactly.
I remembered.
Yes. That is exactly what we're doing for that fight. That was perfect. And now continuing on, we are just heading to the next sort of boss fight section now. I'm just going to be slipping by, hopefully, most of these enemies and hoping that they actually target Ashley, because if they target her, the weapons and stuff will just bounce right off of her. So we don't have to worry about getting hit, which we're able to slip by perfectly. And this is going to bring us up to the fight with two chainsaw the Bella sisters. They usually can cause quite a problem, and we do need to get an item from one of them in particular. However, we have our pocket launcher by our side to help us out there. I'm just going to take this moment to reload this as well. Before we enter the building where the Bella sisters are going to be, I am going to break a few locks. Usually we'd have to run up and around, lock Ashley inside of a locker to make sure she'd be safe. But I'm just going to take out these locks instead, and just for safety measures, I'm going to pick up an extra first aid spray as well. Now, here in this cutscene, I am going to try to do a pre-aim trick so we can instantly shoot them just like that.
Well done.
Don't waste any time at all.
I love that.
Gotta love aiming in the cutscene. Not taking the time to aim with the rocket.
I can't believe that works.
And don't let it fool you, that was a boss fight.
Yes. And just because that lady back there in particular was a little close, I decided to throw a flash grenade again. That's just for safety reasons. Usually in a run, we might skip that just to not take up as much time, but they're a little bit close, so just to be careful. Luckily, Ashley is right behind us.
Man, the architect in charge of this island really just likes cranks.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
A lot of cranks and a lot of elevators. That is a majority of this run for sure.
I can't tell if that's meant to be a compliment.
Is now a good time for any donations?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect, because we have $100 from Star Anise, who says Ashley Resident Evil 4 is back in action as the queen of the escort mission, and we gotta love her for it. This one's for the host's choice, less than free. And personally, as the host, my choice is the upgrade to all collectibles incentive for Neva, which, with that donation, is now over 20% of the way there. We only need less than $800 to make that. I know you can do it.
Choice.
You're the one he wants.
Fantastic.
If we see him again,
Y'all got
we run.
this.
Yeah.
What about you?
And Leon's definitely got this. Next section as we go up to the next boss fight here. This is going to be the fight with Mendez, the person who infected Leon. I'm going to do 2 rockets. First to the feet. And second did seem like it missed, so we're just gonna hit him in one more time. With that, I usually do take the riskier aim on that shot with the beam up above to just try to kill him a little bit faster. A lot of runners do it differently. But if we miss the beam because the rocket is a little bit RNG in the direction that it likes to shoot, we just shoot an extra rocket instead to kill him.
I promise.
Just like that, Mendez boss fight is over, is complete. And we are continuing on into the castle. Now, the reason that they're heading into the castle instead of leaving, since Leon has Ashley, you'd think, why don't they just get out of the area? Well, both of them are actually now infected with the virus. So Luis told them about a cure. The way to get the cure is inside of the castle. So that's why they're here, to start searching for that
He's
cure.
just said,
I got it. Guess we better get going.
And heading up into this area here, we're going to be introduced to a new enemy. This enemy is a lot harder to kill. You have to have a usually precise shot after getting it to sort of change forms directly into its mouth. However, we don't need precision with a rocket launcher. And
precision?
continuing, no precision,
Don't
no
need
precision
stealth.
necessary. Nope. plenty stealthy as long as we don't leave anybody else alive, right?
Yeah. No, that's how it works. If
Yeah.
no one who saw you is still standing, no one saw you.
Exactly. And I did reset that checkpoint there. That one's not to reset enemies. That is because for some reason the counterweight to that cannon takes a moment to spawn in. However, if you reset that checkpoint, it is there right away. So we just got rid of the time to wait for that to drop so we could raise the cannon up immediately. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about where Ashley's at back here, but we are going to try to maneuver past enemies as quickly as we can. I'm just hoping that Ashley gets a good position back in this area so that she is not blocking me here so we don't get hit. I'm going to hope that she sort of stays back. We are resetting the enemies once again to get them into a better spot. It looks like Ashley's not too bad, so yes, we get a slip right by all those enemies perfectly.
Nice.
And she's fine back there. She's totally
She's fine.
She's got her armor. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Don't worry about that scream. She's fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
Just a little startled.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not crying for help.
Not at all. In that cutscene there, we did get introduced to another boss. His name is Salazar. He is the owner of this castle and the one funding a lot of the research in this area. We only got to see him briefly, of course, because we are just skipping right through the cutscenes. And here at that part there, I didn't shoot those 2 rockets completely randomly, so you did probably hear the bell sounds in the background. Those bell sounds were unlocking doors that were upstairs. So instead of having to do a puzzle jumping across chandeliers, we solved the puzzle just by shooting rockets up at them instead.
Is there anything the rockets can't do?
Honestly, at this point, I'd say no. The rockets are great at practically everything.
Speaking of rockets being good at everything, there was a boss there, and there aren't any explosives in that room except the ones we brought with us.
And if I remember correctly, aren't we supposed to sneak around that particular enemy?
Yes, so normally you are supposed to sneak around that enemy. That enemy is actually blind. They only locate you by sound. But we just made a big enough sound that they're not going to follow us anymore.
No big deal.
Fun things about rocket launchers. It's like, they said stealth is not optional in this mission, but the rocket launcher disagrees.
Yes.
You okay?
I'm fine.
And here we have a puzzle. There's obviously a lot of puzzles in Resident Evil games. This one in particular has to deal with knights. I'm just grabbing the swords out of these to put them in the correct order and grabbing the last sword right here. This basically tells the story about the knight in the images, starting with the iron sword. Then we're going to give the next one the gold, the bloodied sword, and the rusted sword to finish it off so we can get this door open as quickly as possible.
What's that used for?
Well,
And this is leading us to a not so kind area in the game. This is going to lead us to Waterhall, and believe it or not, bosses are the easy part in this speed run. Running past enemies is always definitely the difficult part. Waterhall is full of a wide variety of enemies, and they are very, very random in their locations. There's no real definite way to assure that they're going to be taken out. Now, these ones in particular, I am going to shoot just so they can stay out of Ashley's way, make her moving a little bit faster, because we do need to keep Ashley moving here as much as possible. And up at this next area, I'm going to avoid these enemies because they would take multiple rockets to kill because they are more advanced enemies. Instead, I'm going to try to use this flash grenade to stun them instead. Luckily, it looks like they're in a good position to do that. But I want to do my best to not actually hit any of these enemies. We're just doing our best to slip by every single one of them. I'm a little worried about that guy. Luckily, he did not swing at me for some reason.
That was amazing accuracy.
Yeah.
Someone's getting fired.
Now, the rest of these ones here, looks like we don't have any, except for that guy over there that might come swing at us, but we're just going to try to get the wheel open anyway. Hope that he just kind of stands around, which looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
I love to see it.
And just to help out Ashley, because there are a lot of enemies in her way, I am going to clear that out a little bit. And now, hopefully, enemies should be de-aggroed once I get to this point. There she is, right behind us. Perfect.
Okay,
So she's moving pretty quick. That's good, that's good.
I'm good. Thanks.
And this next area here, getting Ashley up. So she's going to be turning 2 wheels that we don't have access to. We need her to turn these. However, enemies are going to start spawning, as you can see them there, to target her. I'm actually going to use the Magnum for this area, since the rocket may end up stunning Ashley a little bit. And we are just going to focus on taking these enemies out as quickly as possible. These ones in particular, if they go over and grab Ashley, it fully resets the wheel spinning. If they are in her way as they are dying, she will slow down walking around them. So we just want to make sure that they are not in her path, not blocking her at all, so she can run as quickly as possible. Now we should get some more spawning in behind her here in a moment. Now let's just walk out of there. And I do have to watch for the ones that are in front of me. I'm not too worried about them hitting me. I just don't want them to hit me while I'm trying to keep Ashley alive.
I feel bad for the guy with the shield. He probably really thought he was safe.
Yeah.
Very safe against a Magnum and a pocket launcher, for sure, for sure. But it looks like, okay, Ashley is coming up behind us. We did take care of all those enemies, and we are going to be a gentleman here, and we are going to hold the door open for her, just so she doesn't get the animation of bringing the door open herself, and then bring her up over this wall here.
Come on.
Okay.
I love listening to her clanking behind us.
So
See, I'm
good.
over here with my headphones on, realizing, oh, they even have the surround sound with the clanking.
Yep.
I heard it on the left when she went around the fountain. I heard it on the right.
Now, Ashley here, you see her coughing a bit, and you will notice in the next area as we progress that we will not be with Ashley again. That's because in that cutscene there, she basically became a little bit too infected with the virus. It freaked her out and she ran away. So we have to go and find her once again. This is going to bring us to, I believe this enemy is called the Summoner. Now, there's a lot of enemies in this area, but we're going to focus first on killing the Summoner. He is in the red outfit. What he does is make the rest of the enemies a lot more
Sorry to interrupt.
difficult to fight against, and also he will run away from us. He is programmed to run away from Leon, so rather than chasing him around, we just want to kill him so we can go directly to the spot to pick up the lantern to continue. I am going to be a bit mindful in case any enemies are around, but we are in the clear. They were all in fantastic spots, honestly. And just like that, that room is taken care of. And this is going to lead to the first interaction, I believe, with Leon and Ada, though we're not going to get to say hi to Ada. This is where they will meet up. Ada is just helping Leon out a little bit and knowing where
Person I thought I'd run
Ashley is located. But we are going to continue on without Ada into this puzzle. Now, Ada does help Leon throughout the entire run, though we do not get to actually see her helping us. But it is shown off in Separate Ways DLC. And after this puzzle, it's going to introduce to another new enemy. Now, this one is a sort of spider-like looking enemy. They are more directly the parasite, because this virus in Resident Evil 4 is based on a parasite that they're using to infect people. That is basically the parasite itself attaching itself onto other enemies. These enemies can be more difficult to deal with because rather than stopping or being predictable, they simply just charge forward. So we are going to take it out with a rocket.
As you do. See
As
something absolutely terrifying.
It's so kind of you to talk up these enemies. Even though you know
Yes.
they will quickly disappear.
Yes. Now, I do have one of those parasites and it is going to target me. I just want to make sure, I move very quickly since we didn't leave one of the enemies alive there. But we were able to get past. And over here at this section, there are counterweights on the opposite side of these doors. Now, usually you have to go around opening the doors, pulling a bunch of levers, but we are skipping all of that, of course, with our pocket launcher. There is ways to open these doors without the rocket launcher. You can use a grenade for one of them and actually a handgun for the other one. But it's a lot simpler just to shoot a rocket. So we're going for that strat instead. Now you may notice over here there is a giant up there throwing some rocks at us. We are actually not going to worry about this boss right now. He is just going to be throwing rocks at us, and rather than shooting him with the rocket, which could kill him, we're going to continue going to kill him at a more optimized time, because it actually will waste more time in our run for us to stop and kill him now than if we just wait to kill him in a moment. So you saw that I brought up the cannon once again. That is how we are going to take out this boss up here.
Get ready.
And then we just continue right on to there.
All right, open for traffic.
Would now be a good time for any donations?
Absolutely, yes.
Perfect. We have $10 here from Moist Eggs, who says, I see that Leon is embracing his love for Faith and Frame Fatales, but the question is, does Leon do walkies or does Leon do steppies? I am wondering if we have any Resident Evil lore experts lurking in the chat right now that could help us figure this one out, because truly, I'm stumped.
That is a good question. That is an excellent question.
Yeah.
You have time for any more?
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Leave that guy.
All right, well, we have, and I was expecting this one the moment I saw that I was going to be on host for this one. We have $25 from Moushly Graham, who says, I crave cheese, Leon.
Fantastic. So in this area here, you'll notice it is like the maze area. Of course, we know where we're going here in this, and there are some of the zombie dogs here. These zombie dogs are fairly predictable in where some of them will jump out, though after they jump out of certain areas, they do become a little bit less predictable. I'm gonna do my best just to maneuver around them and just taking out the ones that I know where they are. And unfortunately, with those flag cutscenes, we get to watch every single one of them, every single flag being lowered. For some reason, it's very important that we watch the flags being lowered. I'm going to shoot one rocket here at these dogs to take out two of them if I can, just so we can limit the amount. Now, the reason I'm taking out these dogs is because I'm going to leave Ashley over here at that lever, and I don't want the dogs to run into her or stop her, so that way I don't have to go back around to tell her to hold it again. Luckily, there's only one dog there, so we can run right through.
Careful.
And it is going to spawn, after we pull this lever, some more enemies. These enemies are going to be targeting Ashley, and Ashley, for some reason, gets absolutely terrified here at the enemies approaching her, and she will not move until all of them are dead. So I am going to take out the rocket launcher just so we can get rid of them.
Leon, they're here.
Ashley, run!
And I believe there should be one more back there. There we go. And now that those ones are dead, she should start catching up to us again, so we can continue into the next area right as soon as we get this last flag done.
Clank, 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 clank.
It's the best.
It's so good.
Now we can finally get out of this maze.
And we did beat the dogs as well. Sometimes those dogs can sneak up behind and grab, but luckily we are past them as well.
Ballroom must be this way.
Now, for this next area, we have 3 puzzle rooms that we are going to go through. The first one here, typically you get lowered down into an area and have to re-raise a platform that we're going to go across to grab the first statue head that we need. However, we are going to shoot a rocket. This is a particularly timed rocket, so we can kill, or I guess that stunned the enemies, just to make sure they don't pull that again. I'm going to kill them with that one there. Those enemies would pull that lever down and prevent us from being able to get across, and to avoid all of that time loss, we're just going to take the ones out that would cause any problems with the lever. That's the first room completed. The next one, we are actually going to get to go and see some more knights. Now, these knights do appear very regularly in the same position. They are
Hey, Leon,
very, very consistent. However, Ashley is going to stay up above us. So as soon as I grab this statue head, I'm just going to scoot back again to where I will be picking up Ashley and then take out these knights as quickly as I can.
Come on, you can't be serious.
Take out the terrifying armor creatures the only way Leon knows how.
okay?
Yeah. Nighty night. Knights.
And then, despite being too heavy for the enemy to pick up, just the right weight for Leon to catch.
Yep, very easily. Leon's not skipping arms today. He is able to catch and carry Ashley with ease in that armor.
But he struggles to open doors.
Yep.
I think he might just be a little dramatic.
Maybe a little. Now, this final room here, there are no enemies in it. It is a simple puzzle room that the pictures up on the wall in the back would tell us which places we need to sit at. We already know that Ashley needs to go sit there, and I'm going to take a seat right over here. After we hit these bells, we should be able to get the last statue head. And this is actually going to lead to a very fun part where we're going to get a very good look at Ashley's armor, because Ashley's part is going to be up next. Now, Ashley's part is very, very simple and straightforward, especially since she is in the knight armor. She will not get hurt here at all. We just run straight through this entire section. Very, very simple, sort of a break in the middle of the run. It's nice to kind of stop with this part for the more technical stuff that's going to come up later. For sure, for sure. Now, Ashley does only have one item here that you'll see in this area. Rather than having a weapon, she has this lantern. Typically, the lantern is used to stun enemies. Just raising it up, she can stun some of the knights in this area instead of shooting them or blocking from them or anything like that. However, we're not even really entirely worried about doing that. We only need this lantern for a puzzle a little bit later. And there is one of the knights coming up behind us, but we are just going to ignore them. Continuing right on through.
Oh, thank God. I am done with armor.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Don't lie.
Just say I was done.
Yeah.
Poor Ashley, she can't escape the armor.
I choose to believe her being upset is 100% because she's trapped in the armor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing to do with the living armor chasing her.
No.
Yeah, no, definitely the armor she has to wear.
Yeah.
Now, you may notice that blue light back there and all the knights behind us. We're not going to worry about the knights behind us because they're going to get stunned by that blue flame up there. However, we are going to lose our blue lantern here. I'm going to trade them out just so they're in the correct patterns against the pictures on the wall there. And that means that we will be getting rid of our sort of only weapon against these things. So we can grab the slate. This will be able to free Leon whenever we insert this a little bit later. However, this does anger all of the knights.
No, don't go back. Again. I've had enough of this.
You would think she'd be able to just blend in among them.
This is so unsettling every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
Good nights and stay still.
Gotta love the creep factor for this area, especially if in a regular playthrough. Probably playing with lower brightness settings than what I do for a speedrun. Definitely makes it very, very eerie area. But we can say goodbye to all those nights there, and we are going to meet another one up here. Now, this one, for New Game Plus, we're not too worried about this night. In a new game run, runners will usually tend to lower their FPS down to 30 to be able to slip by this night. But because we are in the night armor, even if we get hit there, we're not going to die. So we're just going to confidently at 120 FPS slip right by that enemy. And the reason that we're wanting to play at 120 FPS is because actually all of the characters do move faster at 120 FPS. So if we play at a lower FPS setting, it will make the entire run a lot slower than what we would want it to be. So just to keep things optimal, we want to stay at 120 as much as possible. And in here we are inserting the slate for Leon. So he is free again. However, Ashley, as she is known, gets kidnapped once again by the enemies. So it is our mission now to go and find her again.
Poor Ashley. All that armor still casually carried off.
Same as you.
Now, this area here with the throne room, this is going to introduce us to my least favorite enemy in this game. These are the bugs. These are definitely the most RNG dependent enemies in this game. You can see I was doing some movement tech there to avoid them. I just want to avoid them hitting me because they can waste a lot of time if they grab onto Leon or if they manage to hit us. They are not very hard to kill, but there is a lot of them and they do move very, very quickly. Now, that movement tech that I was doing was basically switching between crouching and running forward. It causes Leon to actually move faster, though it's very difficult to activate. Oof.
Present for you.
You can only do it usually whenever going upstairs. Some other areas you can do it, but it is a little hard to get it to work. So normally I only use that whenever I'm moving upstairs. Now you're going to see me using a lot of flashes for these bugs is because there's far too many to kill here, and it can get a wider range of them as well by throwing this flash grenade. I'm going to try to squeeze past these ones here. And again, just use this movement tech, get up the stairway.
Would now be a good time to talk about donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, I just wanted to update everybody that we are 27% of the way to upgrading to all collectibles for Neva. We do need to meet that incentive by the start of the run, so we just have the rest of Resident Evil 4 as well as any time between that and the Neva run. So we are seeing the end of the time there. I'm sure we can make it, but we do need to push for that incentive.
Yes. I know that you guys can reach that incentive, absolutely.
I also saw this $50 donation from a Fumoffu, which feels, familiar. I can't quite place where I've heard the name before. There is no comment, but thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. I really wanted to save the dog.
You know, it's nice getting to hear the donator talk right back.
Right. And that section back there, so there were two bosses that we did just take out with the rocket. It is a very specific rocket because, again, that's the enemies that are blind, and killing those enemies, you can only kill them by hitting them with a plagas in their back. So we had to shoot the rocket at a particular spot on the wall to make sure that we...
Stick in the landing.
And I love that saying from Leon. Terrible pun. But we do have to hit a very particular spot on their back. So hitting one spot on the wall will take out both of them with just one rocket. Unfortunately, one of these zombies did get just a little bit in front of the way, so it did take two rockets for that spot. But That's still totally fine. Now these enemies up here, these are some more bugs that are just in the water. Luckily, these ones are always in the exact same positions. We just have to watch for them with their green eyes to take them out. And now Leon back at that cutscene. He did actually find Ashley once again. However, he did get dropped down, which is why we're seeing him down here in the sewers. So he has to go and find her again.
I'm noticing a pattern.
Yes. It's very much find Ashley, lose Ashley, find Ashley, lose Ashley. Now I'm going to use a rocket here to take out this wall back there. You can take that out with a few grenades or by kicking it down, but just for sake of speed, we're just going to use the rocket since it's a lot faster. And then we get to see a cutscene of Leon struggling with the disease that he's going through himself. There's no skipping this. We just get to see it every single time.
Ugh, give me a break.
He's fine.
Totally
Absolutely.
fine.
Nothing wrong here.
Not at all, not at all. But this is leading to one of the harder enemies in the game, I would say. In a normal playthrough against this one, which is called the Vertigo, it's usually best to just avoid it rather than trying to kill it unless you're using a rocket launcher to kill it. However, in New Game Plus, for some reason, it takes 2 rockets instead of 1 to kill this enemy. So we do have to be very particular about where we are going to shoot it here and the timing at which we are going to shoot it as well. Otherwise, we can cause a lot of time loss. So the enemy... if we do not get it killed before we open the door, which you'll see in just a moment, then it will cause the elevator that we are going to be waiting on to spawn a lot later because it's going to go back and hide. So we do got to make sure that we kill it at just the right time before that door so we do not waste any seconds. Now that is the first little introduction to the Vertigo. Very much Alien Isolation vibes from this guy. And I'm just going to line this shot up here. And just like that, the Vertigo is taken care of.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
Goodbye.
My condolences to your master.
If only they had rocket launchers in an Alien.
Right?
I haven't seen the movie. I really hope I'm not like... They did. What are you talking about?
I don't remember rocket launchers in it, so...
Sounds like the kind of thing they would not want on a space station.
Fair. And there we go. So there you can see that the elevator, before we even reach it, is down. That is exactly what we want. Otherwise, if we did have to wait to kill the Vertigo, we would have actually been waiting here at the elevator for just a little bit longer. But that does get us through there. Just a little bit. A few seconds, it always makes a huge difference in speedruns. But that does complete that chapter. This next chapter joins us again with Luis, who we saw earlier at the cabin. Luis is going to be our main goal at keeping him moving with us for a lot of this area with him.
No need to be suspicious.
But this first section here, pretty straightforward. We are going to use the rocket to skip an entire part here. Usually up at this area, we will need to go and get some dynamite, fighting against some chainsaw zombies and a bunch of other enemies to get it, but we have our own dynamite in our pocket. So we're just going to take out those rocks and run right by, ignoring that entire phase of this chapter, and continue on to the boss fight.
You sure you're just a
Now this spot as well, we do have to be particular about where we get this shot so we can only kill them in 1 instead of 2, but we're going to say hi to our 2 giant friends here. And just like that,
Nice
both of them
job.
are taken
And
out.
they're gone.
Come on.
Very easy, very simple, they are gone.
So for a quick update, we are actually now past $300 on that upgrade to all collectibles incentive for Neva. So we are
Awesome.
making it
Fantastic.
work, but we still need a little under $700 by the start of the run. So we're getting there, but definitely keep that going.
I believe in y'all. We can definitely get that done before the end of this.
The underground here is
For sure, for sure.
See, this is where they discovered Las Plagas. Preserve the inside ancient deposits.
Now, what Luis is talking about there, so story-wise in the game, this is where they discovered the plagas that they used to create the virus, because though the virus is different in each Resident Evil game, this one in particular was created by some plagas that they found in Amber. If that sounds a little bit like Jurassic Park, you'd be accurate.
So they are dinosaur zombies.
I can't believe
Very much so. It's very very reminiscent of Jurassic Park in that aspect.
You like thrill rides?
And we will get to see that Luis always likes to point out at the end of this section where the bugs are located. But first we have to go through these minecarts. These minecarts are pretty much just a rail shooter where we are going to go through. There's no really speeding this up. It's just make sure that the cart doesn't die.
Do something about those parts!
And we have switched guns. So this gun, though it is infinite ammo like the rest of our weapons, this gun's actually infinite ammo in New Game as well, because this weapon is Luis's weapon. It's only used for this minecart section, though you can get that weapon outside of the game. You always have to use only that one. So we don't have access to our rocket launcher here at all. We just have to take the shots regularly.
Which is a shame. I would love exploding this entire minecart section.
Absolutely.
As it is, though, it's just going to be a rail shooter.
Like you gotta be so bumpy.
So if you have more donations for us,
Oh, absolutely. Well, first off, we actually have a $5 donation from Osmorn, who says, I am so happy to see AudioIgnis on the GDQ screen. She's one of the best runners and most entertaining performers I've ever seen, and I wish her nothing but the best and can't wait to see what she does next. Thank you so much for being you, and much love to an amazing co-op gamer. Your friend, Oz.
Thank you,
P.S.
Osborne.
Let's go women!
Let's go.
let's go.
Thank you, Osmord.
We also have a repeat donor here because there is $100 from Fumoffu, who says, come on everyone, let's get that all collectible run.
Fantastic. I would love to see the all collectible run.
We now are under $600 left on that incentive, so it is definitely something we can achieve, but chat, you need to lock in.
I like to lead by example. I don't know.
It's an admirable trait.
This it?
Afraid not. Things are just getting started.
Do you have time for one last donation?
Yes, go for it.
All right, well, we have $25 from Darth Fruit Cup, who says, got home from work and flip on Flame Fatales to see AudioIgnis absolutely crushing it in RE4. Amazing run. Keep up the great gameplay and wonderful commentary.
Thank you. And now, so basically for that area, like I said, we just went through a rail shooter. Here at this middle section, we just got Luis to follow us as quickly as possible, shooting that rocket up, kills some of the enemies inside of that building, taking out that other enemy with the Magnum. Just because they were further away, it does aim a little bit faster than the rocket, so we did take them out that way instead. This is leading us to the second part of the minecart section. So this part does introduce a boss enemy in the minecarts. We are going to be introduced to a chainsaw enemy. And there's a few ways to handle him, but we're going to try to do it, of course, the quickest way. I'm just going to be spamming bullets into his cart to get as much damage in on it as I can currently. Because he is very good at taking out our cars. So we just want to make sure that we are efficient with taking him out. Now, there is going to be a shot up ahead that I'm going to hope that I can hit. It will make it to where we only have to do one bullet on the chainsaw enemy. If we do miss it, it's not the end of the world. We still have other strategies that we can use to take him out.
This is kind of fun. More parts.
Who builds these things?
And you've ever been to Branson, Missouri, written fire in the hole? Oh my goodness.
Exactly what this is like, is that roller coaster. Now, that shot up there with those barrels, that was actually the damage that we needed to get done to the chainsaw enemy, so we are just going to get to take him out with great ease. If we didn't get that, we would just have to save some bullets to make sure that we could stun him, but just like that, he is taken care of.
Oh, that's so flashy.
He just disappeared.
Yep. Just like that, no longer an issue.
I mean, Leon's kind of dressed like a magician. I guess it makes sense.
There we go. And it's really no issue if these guys live or die. We just like to take them out so that they don't bring our health down at all. It doesn't make really much of a difference in the speed. It's just to keep us alive as much as possible in case we make any mistakes.
And it gives you something to do in what is essentially a very long auto-scroller.
Yes, yes it does. And with that, that is the last little segment there of having to deal with a lot of these rails. This is where Luis is going to show us the bugs with the voice line that he says every single time.
You can see where they dug up the bugs.
And right there, like he said, that is where they dug up the plagas for the disease. Now I am going to try here to get a little pause buffer just so we can avoid an animation. Looks like I didn't quite get it, but that's all right. That one I'm not too worried about getting, but we will be doing some more pause buffering a little bit later to try again. That one doesn't waste too much time if we do or don't get it, so I like to leave it at under 20 FPS, but it is easier to complete pause buffers at 30 FPS. And throughout the rest of this here, I'm just going to be helping Luis along in particular, making sure that he's moving through as quickly as possible.
I hate insects.
Oof.
Give me a break already.
Oh, but that bug also did not get stunned.
Yeah, how did that one avoid that?
I'm not really sure, but that's the great thing about these bugs. They're so RNG dependent.
Yeah. I did love the just hovering above your head. Just waiting for you to notice.
Here you go.
And another one that dodged that. God, I see why these are your favorite enemies.
Yeah, they are very interesting to deal with. Luckily, Luis is very, very quick, actually. I'm just going to wait for him to get into the elevator here, and I'm actually going to swap now. This is the one time that we're going to swap off of the cat ears and instead into the deer antlers. These give us better damage with a knife, which is perfect for this Krauser fight.
Are you being controlled by that cult?
This has nothing to do with them. I'm a free man who made a choice.
There we go. So Krauser did take a few extra hits. He is a little bit random in how he does that, but he basically, as long as we get a few headshots in on him, as long as he doesn't dodge it, then we can just easily kill him with that, with the extra damage from the deer antlers. It makes it a lot easier. I'm just going to switch back now so we can get back to our infinite ammo.
Oh, cat ears. Oh, Catboy Asterion, what would we do without you?
And here we can say hi to Ada.
Oh, hi, Ada. You do exist.
They took your friend to the top of the clock tower. If you hurry, you might get there before she turns into one of them.
If now would be a good time, I have a very important donation.
I guess I should be.
Yes, absolutely.
It's also a donation that I am very apologetic for.
Oh, no.
We have $10 from BPRD Roger, who says, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, no incentive left behind.
Hang in there, Ashley.
Absolutely stellar work. Thank you so much for that. And while I'm thinking about it, I did want to point out that we are very close to $47,000, only looks like 210 away. So that is a very exciting milestone on our horizon.
That is amazing. Can definitely reach that. I believe. Now here at this part, a little unlucky with that hit, but we are just going to be stunning a lot of these enemies. There is a lot of them. I am going to take out that there because if we do not shoot that, that statue head will drop down and start spewing some fire at us, which we don't want to deal with. I'm going to shoot another flash grenade here to try to stun some of these enemies. This person hardly ever gets stunned, so we are going to take them out. And soon enough here we will be doing one of my favorite strats in the run. Not necessarily a strat, but just to save some time rather than stopping to dodge against this iron ball, we are just going to face take it.
He's fine.
He's fine. He walks it off. He walks it off. And then
It's
I'm
a few
just
dozen
gonna focus in
puncture
a little bit
wounds.
on this. Just a little.
A lift. How far?
Now this area here, enemies are spawning in particular spots. I'm just going to be taking them out as efficiently as possible. We don't want them dropping down on the elevator for any reason. If they do, it will stop the elevator. And if the elevator stops, it will, of course, cause some time delay. So we're just trying to take them out as quickly as we can. A lot of high quality rocket ASMR here.
Look, sometimes you just need to try to blow up an indestructible bell tower.
And I find it very impressive, the architecture, with the fact that these rockets can go off and they aren't, none of the rocks, none of the metal is phased, even slightly.
Heck, the elevator's still going up.
And I believe that should be the last of the enemies. We are just going to wait here for the elevator to get up the rest of the way. And this is going to lead to one of my favorite tricks in the game. So coming up as soon as we exit this area, we're going to come across a sort of bridge that is very difficult for Leon to cross. Basically, if we run across it, it will cause Leon to fall instantly because it's very, very unstable. But of course, as speedrunners, we don't walk here, we only run. So I'm going to just toggle on the hold run type, and we are going to do this goofy run instead across so we can move a little bit faster than having to walk.
Look at him go.
So was that walkies or steppies? I'm still not sure.
I'm not either.
That seemed like steppies to me, but I'm no expert.
It kind of had steppies vibes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Chat's gonna have to help us out there.
Yes.
Or maybe donate. Tell us if that was steppies or walkies.
Yes.
That was another boss.
That was another boss. That
Was it? I'm sorry, I blinked.
Yeah.
Time to lose.
I was thinking
Gotta
about
be careful,
steppies and
let's blink.
walkies.
Yes.
Also, I think the other half of the 2 seconds we saw Salazar.
Yes, that was Salazar. That was one of the big bosses of the game, the one who funded the entire project, taken out quite quickly.
Emphasis
There
on
is-
was.
Yeah, was a boss. There is fun ways to take him out. You can use actually a golden egg to stun him because Salazar is allergic to eggs. And so if you throw a golden egg at him for the boss fight, it will greatly reduce his HP and make him a lot easier to kill as a strategy for just casual playthroughs.
Is
Though-
that useful in a non-new game plus run?
It could be considered useful in a new game run, but most of the time people just actually end up purchasing a rocket for that fight or using a magnum to
Of
kill him.
course.
Won't have to
Yeah.
swim after all.
Oh, so that intended strats, got it.
And now here in that cutscene, so back there, Krauser was taking Ashley to an island. She is unconscious currently. She is very much going through the phases with the virus. So we are on our way to go and find her here on this island. We did take a boat ride with Ada to get us over here. And now we are just going to head into the first area here on the island with a very particular turret skip. I'm going to turn the first turret here that you can see. This one is how basically the turrets will work. If you run into it, it is not nice. It is definitely death. So very simply turning the first one here since there's no other way around it. And then I'm actually going to focus in for this part if you want to take over.
Yeah. So for the second turn of concern, first she's going to do a reset to get all the enemies in good positions again. Then for the second turret up here, a large enemy is... we don't want to have to go turn it off. It's a long way out of the way to turn it off. And this guy is going to come out. So we're going to hit him with a grenade. And then wait to try and bait him into this turret's field. And once the turret is shooting at him, we're going to just go and open the door. And that's it.
Perfect. Well done.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
very clean. Thank you.
Also, in my opinion, one of the funnier strats.
Yes.
It is pretty good.
This is a
Sometimes
fantastic strat.
yeah, sometimes he's a little closer to you when the turret aggro's onto him, and he's like you're literally in the line of fire and he's just eating all the bullets.
A rocket
Yeah.
launcher?
Don't sound too surprised, Leon.
You've been carrying one the whole time. Really, you should be surprised they haven't brought them out sooner.
Right? Now I am just going to do a quick checkpoint reset since those enemies are very aggressive and right behind us. I'm assuming our DA is getting to be pretty high with how quick these guys are starting to get. And this is going to bring us into the next area where we're just going to get to see Ashley and also go and press a button. This area, pretty simple. We're just going to actually be stealthy for a split second here. Sneaking by this enemy to avoid a bomb. And so we can get right behind him as long as we are just slow enough, we can sneak by him. They do notice us though, so that stealth is very quickly gone. And then I'm just going to take out the ones that seem to be in the way at all. Which this fellow is right there. We will leave the last one behind. And these enemies up here are going to be pretty much in the exact same spots every single time. So it's very easy to maneuver around them. As soon as we get to say hi to Ashley, she's over there, asleep inside of that room. Now those two always stay in the exact same position, so we don't have to worry about them. And slipping right by all of these guys here.
Would now be a good time for me to talk to chat a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I just wanted to mention that I actually have caught word that our Neva runner Solmas has been practicing the all collectibles category quite a bit and feels confident that if we meet that incentive, they might be able to make a new world record live here at Flame Fatales.
That would be amazing.
Come on,
That would
we need
be
to donate for the
amazing.
world record. Let's go.
Yes, yes.
We are 43% of the way there. We need about excuse me, I was about to say how much we needed, but it just jumped up $100. So we now need about $460. Thank you so
Let's
much.
go.
It wasn't me again, I promise.
And I did just focus there a little bit, making sure that I got that puzzle correct. These puzzles are always the same, but if we hit one button a little bit too quickly, they do get in the way.
Fuck are you?
I'm not sure that one died. I'm gonna shoot one more rocket back at it. So those enemies there are the regenerators. The regenerators, in a regular playthrough can be quite the pain to deal with. So they have multiple hearts that they have inside of their body. They're all random places and a random amount. And the only way to get to see those hearts is actually with a thermal scope that you find actually later in the run, so you don't have anything to defend yourself against these guys except for some basic shots and hoping that you can kill them in time. Now, of course, we have the rocket launcher, and that is enough splash damage to kill them fully. So we're not too worried about them here. But the regenerators, the biggest thing about them, as their name states, they regenerate their limbs. So if you shoot off a leg, the leg grows back. If you shoot off the head grows back. All of the hearts are always inside of their chest, and it's very unpredictable. So luckily we get to just use the rocket launcher here to take care of them.
Delete them.
Yep, just delete them. And you may notice I'm not facing that way for the key card. It's because Leon just reaches behind himself and grabs those key cards out of those. So luckily we don't have to look back. We don't have to turn around. Just makes it a little bit faster to be facing the other way. But now we do have to go and upgrade the key card one more time. This key card is how we're going to get to Ashley. And in this room up here, the enemies, there are 4 regenerators inside of here. Now, one of these regenerators has a wrench that we need, and there's a few ways that we could get this, but we're going to do it in the fantastic, flashy way. And that one right there has the wrench. Perfect. Now, the wrench is always random in which one it's going to be in, so I just grab at any of them to try to get that. And now we wait for the key card.
We continue to increase the damage to the facility.
What was that?
We continue to increase the damage to the facility.
Yes. I think that's all of the enemies. It sounds like it. Oh, just kidding. There we go.
I don't think all those hanging wires are OSHA compliant. I don't know. that doesn't look safe.
A little
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah.
They definitely need to address that in the zombie facility.
Yeah.
In international waters.
Yep.
Come on, Capcom, add that DLC. Just you play an OSHA inspector, just like none of this is right. And you're there at the same time as Leon and Ada, like the explosions, everything.
I would so play something like that. That'd be hilarious.
I certainly would.
Absolutely would.
Okay, so in that last cutscene that we skipped, we did manage to find Ashley, and we gave her not necessarily the cure for the virus, but more something to delay the virus from spreading in her body, because the parasite, as it grows, it will take over more and more of her body and her mind. So Leon just administered a temporary cure for her so that she wouldn't be getting affected by it. However, Leon is still getting affected by it at the same rate. Just gonna wait for Ashley to open up these doors for us. There we go.
Got some new wares, stranger. You're in for a treat.
No thanks. We have rocket launcher.
We have rocket launcher. More than enough. We may get to stop and say hi to the merchant a little bit later, but we will see how much our armor manages to stay. Now, I am taking these enemies out because they will be a problem for Ashley. I'm just basically keeping Ashley moving here. This isn't necessarily about how quickly we move through here. It's about how quickly Ashley moves through here. I'm going to have her hold open this lever for us here and hope that these guys, looks like they are in a great position to just take them out. Ashley's got the door open for us, which is perfect. And then rather than progressing forward, I'm going to go back for Ashley because I don't want her getting stuck, captured by the enemies. So we're actually going to just take out all of the enemies that are around her so she can catch up with us as quickly as possible, and also take out any enemies that would get in her way or stop her for any reason. And she should be, based on the clanking sounds behind us, pretty close to us.
So that's the other positive of the armor that we don't think about is,
Yeah.
she's here. We don't have to look.
Oh yeah, free sound cue.
Exactly.
Hear her coming a mile away.
Yeah. before this.
Would now be a good time for some donations?
Absolutely.
All right, we have $25 from Pendle Steven, who says, "What are you buying? All collectibles for Neva, I hope."
We go at the same time. Yeah.
We also have $25 from Sasha, who says, "Shout out Horror Block. Thanks to all the runners and staff for putting on a wonderful event. The mission of Malala Fund is so important, and it's so wonderful to see everyone coming together to support it."
Those critters are stubborn this run.
Yeah, I'll be entirely honest. I've never seen them over in that area. I've never had that happen before.
Well,
And they're still
and they're
here.
Oh, those
so-
are gonna.
And the run has officially been validated.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
so
never happened before.
I'm gonna try to get this before the regenerator reappears. Okay, we're good.
Okay, we got there. Usually, what happens there is it's just that regenerator, and he enters a really long animation that does not bother us for some reason while we do that puzzle.
I'm actually pretty
Yes,
good at this.
unfortunately, those spiders. When I say that has never happened before, I have no idea why or how those spiders got there. That was entirely new for me, but we still took care of it.
I like to call enemies like that Employee of the Month.
Working overtime to stop Leon.
Now with that regenerator really threw me. That was very unexpected for that one to be there. That particular regenerator, the reason I turned back and shot at it whenever usually we'd entirely ignore it is because it is an Iron Maiden one. So I did want to try to stun it or kill it just so we could get by it, because if we do miss the timing on that first pull of the lever, it would end up having us not being able to pull it with the proper timing again. So we would need to just take out that regenerator to be able to get through to that. Those spiders really threw me. But continuing on, we are getting to the area with the wrecking ball, which Ashley is so fantastic at using.
I've got some new
I am just going to take out my rocket launcher here, where usually some people would use grenades to speed up the process of this wrecking ball a little bit. I'm actually going to be using the rocket launcher first to take out enemies so they don't go and bother and scare Ashley, even though she's perfectly safe inside of the wrecking ball. And try to get that guy over there. It looks like we missed, but that's okay. Leon's just going to tank this wrecking ball now.
One of his lesser known powers. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's not Leon, that's Asarion. He just turned to mist.
Ah, yes. Exactly.
So I don't know if you've been inside a wrecking ball. There's a lot of levers. I'm impressed that Ashley figured it out so quickly.
Right?
So
She
I
was
would
warned
love
to mess with
to
those.
point out to chat that we are only $60 away from hitting that $47,000 milestone. And while you're at it with that $60 donation, you could get us to 60% of the way to getting that upgrade to all collectibles in Neva. We are so close, but we are running low on time. You really want to see this run. I'm really hoping we can get that world record, and let's just try and get a chance at it.
Right?
So close we can hit it.
I'm an agent like you.
I totally
What do
believe.
you think? We could protect the U.S. from any and all threats.
Is that right? Well, either way. First, we have to
And
make
as we wait, hopefully for more donations, we were also waiting for this elevator here to get us up. That is a long elevator ride, but there are a lot of elevators at this game. Continuing on to the next area, this is where Ashley is actually going to get kidnapped once again. So we're going to be separated from her here.
One more time.
bastard.
Man, at least Zelda and Peach
Sad
really only get
news.
kidnapped once per game. Like, this is
Right?
ridiculous.
And this is going to introduce to one of the very technical areas of the game. This is going to be leading us over to the Krauser fight. I am going to check and make sure before we get too far ahead to this. It looks like I do have enough body armor, so we don't need to stop and say hi to the merchant this time around. I am going to throw just one rocket down here. This is going to break a bomb that's going to appear a little bit later, so we don't have to stop to hit it. And then we're going to get to sit and watch this cutscene for a moment before I start into this Krauser section. We do watch this cutscene for a reason. So by watching this cutscene, we get to basically break Krauser's AI a little bit if we skip it at a very specific section. So we do have to watch quite a bit of it just to get Krauser to stop and kind of be frozen in place so he doesn't attack us.
You can't save her. You can't save anyone. Give it up, Krauser. Being a lackey for these maniacs won't bring your men back.
As a quick reminder, I did want to mention that incentive for Neva does need to be met by the start of the run for the runner to actually do that route. So with the estimate of this run nearing to a close, we have just about 20 minutes plus the in-between time between runs. So it is very low on time. Definitely get those donations in.
The most important thing
Yes,
in
yes.
this world is pure, unadulterated power.
I would love to see that run. I would hope that we get to see that run.
Given me that. You know, you were always an asshole.
And right here
Some kind of code.
is where this section will begin.
Not like I have
I'll
a
just
choice.
focus in and let you guys take over.
Yeah, as you can see there right at the beginning, Leon took a bunch of shots to the back, but was able to just keep going. That was part of the plan there. All right. She's gonna come over here and turn this crank. And once that door is open, you're gonna drop down here to the right and start swapping weapons to avoid being stunned. That was pretty good.
We barely made it out alive.
All right.
Go with your gut, don't think. That was the first thing you taught me.
Shoot out this bomb. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of running around here. I believe the armor is also what keeps us from getting stunned through here.
I love a good arm. Still alive. You got lucky.
Okay, here, Ignis is going to take a shot here. This allows her to run across this bridge without having to duck behind all these barriers. Normally, Krauser's throwing up a lot of flash grenades that we have to duck behind.
With flying colors.
And we're going to run right past these grenades, stumble through the door. Perfect. And here is where the boss fight officially starts. She's going to take 3 shots at Krauser with the Magnum here. All right, very good, very good.
Witness the power.
You've lost it. So
All right. She ran across the wall there to avoid that slash attack Krauser does. And we're switched to a rocket launcher here to take a shot up here. That skips a quick time event. All right, and then once we climb up this ladder, it is same thing, different boss fight. Krauser's gonna pop up, and we're gonna use our trusty pocket launcher. And he's gone. And that is the Krauser fight. Well done, very well done.
Thank you. Gotta love the fights. All the build up to it just to be taken out by a rocket.
RE4 if Leon had a rocket launcher.
Where does he keep all those rockets?
It's a great question.
Don't worry about it.
This is magic.
And now with that fight behind us, I'm going to aim over here, sort of at that light. There's some enemies over there that I just want to try to aggro early to get our good friend Mike in the helicopter to spawn just a little bit early. It sounds like he is right above us there, so that's perfect.
There he is.
Now we're just going to help Mike take out any of these enemies here. Otherwise, he won't talk to us until they're all taken care of. It sounds like we've got some back here. Hey,
Old strategy to have a crossbow and instead go with punching you in the stomach.
Right?
Would now be a good time to read some donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, we have $100 from Vacuum with no comment. Very, very generous. Thank you so much. We also have a $50 donation from Anonymous, also with no comment. And we are now just $10 away from that 47K. And we have actually passed 60% on that upgrade to all collectibles incentive for Neva. So we still have quite a bit to go, but we are making progress. Chat, I know you can lock in. I know you can get this before the start of the run. You don't want to miss it.
Yes. We can do this. We can definitely reach that goal.
This seems like the proper time to call for a let's go with a $10 train. Maybe
Yes.
how about a $10 train? Let's get that incentive met.
And now up here with this section. So I'm going to take this out. This is blocking Mike from being able to help us. I'm going to do a quick reload after jumping off there just to speed up Mike's animation. And then I'm going to be progressing into one of the, I'd argue, worst parts of the run. One of the most RNG dependent parts of the run. And I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take over that there.
Okay. So essentially what Ignis has to do here is pull a couple of levers. However, there are a lot of enemies, a lot of RNG. So we're going to see a lot of dodging and a lot of flash grenades being used.
Yeah, that's
there we
not
go.
good.
Okay, we've got one
Got it
pulled.
pulled, though.
All right, good start. Okay, got the Molotov. At least they were nice enough. Okay, got the second lever pulled. Let's go. Perfect flash grenade.
Yeah, second lever looks fine. That first lever, though, he really wanted to be in the way.
But all right, pretty good. Didn't get grabbed one time. Just got staggered by the machine gun fire a little bit. All right.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
RNG was kind to us on this day.
Yes, it was.
Kind enough.
Kind enough. Not perfect, but we'll definitely take it.
Yep, we'll definitely take that. And now here, unfortunately, is where we say goodbye to Mike 07s for Mike, as Sadler did take out his helicopter there. As with a majority of, unfortunately, helicopter pilots for Resident Evil, they don't have a very long lifespan.
You'd think they would learn, but I guess not.
You would think. Now this section here, so there are a lot of regenerators in this area, but we are not going to get to see any of them because we do know where these regenerators are hiding inside of these. By not interacting with the particular bags that they're in, we are just going to get to avoid all of them. I'm just going to open up the door over there and shoot a few of these boxes out of the way just so we get a little bit faster of a route while still also avoiding the regenerators. And just
Quick
like that, we
update
are
for
going
everybody.
up this.
We actually passed the $47,000 mark, so we are
let's
making
go.
progress.
Let's go.
And that was helped with donations like this $15 donation from Lemon Carrots, who says, "I like Leon's cat ears," smiley face. I do too.
They're pretty fabulous.
They give us infinite
They're
ammo.
real good.
Now this trick here is one of the hardest in the game. I'll let you guys go ahead and explain it.
So right now we have another turret we're trying to skip coming up, just like the one with that big brute that we got shot. But first we need to lure this guy down with a grenade and then very carefully shoot him into the turret without killing him, which Ignis just did fantastically. That went really well.
So that was very, very clean.
Always gotta love when the runner says, hardest trick in the game, and then 3 seconds later,
that
we're just moving
does it.
along.
Yeah, just enemy comes right down, takes 3 shots immediately, doesn't die, and goes right into that turret. That was perfect.
Once again, I have a headcanon that the only reason Leon is struggling to walk here is because of the extra weight of that armor.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely not the virus. The virus is not doing anything.
Oh, it's the armor.
It's just the armor.
Definitely the armor.
All right, we saw some pause buffering there with a 30 frame rate. What were we skipping there?
Yeah, so basically Leon there, he will stand and lean against the wall to look at a map for a moment. We're basically skipping him standing and looking at the map for all of that time. It does take, like, I would say maybe adding 10 seconds to the run by not missing that. So
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, can't have
want to
that.
skip that. Yeah. These pause buffers, though it is a little bit of a time loss with lowering to 30 FPS, are definitely a major time save overall in the run. The very long and slow walk over to the lab. This is where we're heading to, the final area of the lab. You can see Leon is hallucinating as he gets further and further progression with the parasite, messing with his head. And I'm gonna do one more pause buffer just up here.
God damn it.
To give a quick update on that incentive, by the way, we are now 63% of the way there. We are very close to 65%.
that's so close.
And hopefully we can push for that incentive by the start of the run. Let's go, chat.
Hopefully.
Let's go.
You guys need to hurry though. This run is almost done. We're about to start the finale.
Yes, we're getting very close to the end, so get the donations in. Get the donations in quickly. We're almost to the final chapter of the run. Would love to see a world record take place on GDQ. Be amazing.
I hear we've already seen one, but we'd love to see more.
Yes. There we go. Now in that cutscene there, that's where Leon does manage to save Ashley. Ashley then, when she is better because Leon passes out, brings Leon up to the table and manages to save him. So they have the parasite now out of them.
Removing the parasites.
And we are on to the final chapter. So definitely get donations in while we got the chance. This will be a very quick chapter, a very short chapter. So not a whole lot of time left. Now we will be coming up on the final boss fight of the game as well, which I very much look forward to. Before, we are just going to run into a few extra enemies, in particular the bug enemies. And these ones, though we can run past them with ease, I am just going to take them out so we can continue using that striker charm, moving as quickly as possible for all of this. That's the only reason really that we have to take them out.
She's not the type to roll over that easy.
Taking out that first one there, and then the few right up here.
In just a few seconds, we will be 10 minutes out from the estimate for the end of the run. It could end sooner, so we are really low on time. You want to see more of Neva. It is a beautiful game, and for those of you who were donating for that Save the Dogs incentive, it is also a game with dogs. Or one dog. It has one or more dogs, and if you want to find out just how many dogs it has, see the full extended run with the all collectibles incentive.
And all collectibles means more time with dogs.
It does.
Exactly.
And there goes Sadler.
Yep, that was Sadler. That was the boss fight.
I think that was also the only time we ever saw him.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that timer, that is our finale timer. This run is over before the end of that timer, but
Yes.
we are coming up on the end very quickly.
Yes, so let's get those donations in as quickly as possible. Would love to see this next run. And for this countdown here, for this finale, Leon is just running past these enemies. Other than that fellow there, the rest of them do not have any hitboxes, so we can just run right by them. They're all dying now that Sadler's dead. The effect of it is sort of like a hive mind. Once the main one dies, the rest of them all die as well. This is going to lead us to the final part of the game, the jet ski. Basically what I'm doing for this jet ski section is just holding down Shift W, and there is a set of tricks that I can do on the jet ski. Most of the time it's just for fun that people do it, or to gain a little bit of extra money, and I'm only going to use one of the tricks for a section of this run because it actually stabilizes out the jet ski. to make it a little bit easier to get across some waves. But to show off the tricks there, that's basically it. That is not the one that we will be using at the end.
Chat, we are nearly 70% of the way to that incentive for the all collectibles run for Neva. Please keep up the good work. Keep it coming, chat.
You can do it, chat. I believe in you.
Yes, let's do this.
Believe, chat. You very much do not have long in this run.
Yes.
And you have a little more time after that, but only a little.
We are 51 cents away from $700 on that incentive.
We're so close. You guys can do
So
this.
close. Yeah. This is the one that matters.
Yes, that is the only one that matters. And we were able to slide right by it there. And reaching the end of this here, this is going to be time. That is the end of the Resident Evil 4 remake. No major glitches, new game plus speedrun.
GG.
Let's go.
Nice run.
Very well done.
And a 138. That is nearly a PB for me. I'm not going to lie.
Oh. So close.
Very good run.
It was worth it for the dog.
Yes, absolutely. And I do just want to say huge thank you to commentators. Thank you guys so much for commentating for me. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Having me on GDQ.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me on GDQ. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the run as much as I enjoy it. Thank you for having me here.
And where can people find you?
You can find me over on Twitch at AudioIgnis. Same name as it is on screen. I stream a lot. Do a lot of speedruns.